Welcome to Indie Music Live. This is episode 61 with featured artist Julius Adams and music from Freud's Couch and Moment of Clarity. We're triple streaming to Periscope, YouTube, and Facebook Live, so please share this out. And now, welcome your hosts, Mr. David Werba and JoeJoeKeys.
Joe, I was thinking of just coming in strong and just taking over right here, but you said you're ready, so do your thing, man.
Well, I was just letting Rob know that I was ready, but you were still going first. You totally messed that one up.
Oh God. I mean, we got a pretty cool lineup tonight. I mean, there's some sadness, there's some serendipity, and there's some pretty nice music. I'll explain, Joe.
Yeah, so what's up, everybody? This is Indie Music Live, episode 61 here on Valentine's Day. Thank you for, skipping out on the wife or the husband or the boyfriend or the girlfriend and coming and hanging out with us instead. So, yeah, Dave, what's up, Real Izzo on Periscope, everybody in Facebook, manager Steve Cole, Michael O'Neill, Lincoln, Fletch, Julius Adams is here. He's going to be the featured artist tonight. So we're going to talk to him in a few minutes. We got a new page on the website.
The charts?
No.
What is it? I don't even know. The term? You want to talk about our new term? We got a new terms page, folks. No, it's it's just we kind of collected all of our terms and guidelines for our different services and just put it all on one page because Google likes the term page. Joe, Google likes it, but
so do I. That's why I'm excited about it.
Yeah, so the sadness is Al Jarreau just passed away a couple days ago. The serendipity is that's the artist that I was trying to think of for Nadira. You remember that? I'm like, oh, you sound like this
2 weeks later.
Yeah, 2 weeks later. So it took his passing for me to remember. So it's kind of unfortunate, but I figured it out. And I'm going to repeat him later in the show, and you're just going to wait for it because it's going to be glorious.
I'm excited. All right, cool. So everybody share this out if you haven't already. We're on Periscope, YouTube, Facebook tonight. As always, I'm Mr. JoeJoeKeys, and I'm feeling a lot better. Thank you very much for asking. So Julius Adams in the house. Let's go ahead and listen to our first tune of the night. Let's see. We are going to listen to, here's a return artist. We listened to their first song in about 15 years, a couple of months ago, and now they're back with their second song. This is the band called Freud's Couch with their song Darkness. You can catch the review on the website.
Standing in the corner, primal thoughts subdued.
Freud's Couch with their brand new song Darkness. After 15-year absence, this band's back doing it. I've noticed there's a lot of bands doing that lately. They were like a band in high school or college or something, and they all kind of went their own ways, and then they did their life, and now they're like, you know what? That was really fun being in that band. Let's do that again. So this is one of the bands. I just did a review on this song on the website. So that's kind of how I feel about it. How do you feel, Dave?
I mean, who doesn't want to live the glory days every now and then? I mean, everyone thinks about it, but very few actually like put it into practice. Take the time to put an old band together or an old math club together or whatever it is. But
Old
yeah,
math
do we?
club.
Yeah, I mean, when you turn 50, you call up your old math club from high school and get together, right? Everyone
Hey guys,
does
let's
that.
get the JV tennis team back together.
Yeah, everyone does that. Joe, do we know the story here? I mean, last time we talked about them, like we didn't know if this music was an old recording. We didn't know if they're just kind of reviving some of their old stuff. Like we haven't talked about this. What is the story?
This is a new song. Yeah, this is a new song. First song. I don't know about the last one, if it was a new one, but this one's new, and I've been sitting on this review for a while, just because we had so many in the queue. But I finally was able to get it through. And you and I were just talking about this in the green room. It's much more advanced than the last song as far as like, clarity goes and production and stuff like that. I mentioned in the review, the only one thing that stood out to me that kind of bothered me was that bendy thing in the chorus. It just didn't sound like it was placed right. It didn't necessarily sound like it was out of place either. It sounded like it was part of the song, but it just, I don't know.
I like the song a lot better. Overall, just production, the song definitely. Itself. Man, their last review, I can't remember the date, I think it was maybe a couple months ago. It had the most, we track social shares, like just on Facebook, Twitter, and all social media channels. And they were just like way far ahead of the pack. And we have a little widget on our website that tracks that. So we put their new review up. And now they're already number 2. Like they have the top 2 most shared reviews on our website. So they have a lot of social media support. They have fan base support. And they haven't played in like 15 years. I think
they do. Yeah. They know how to promote online. I think they know how to market online and stuff. So
true, but I'm sure a lot of those people are just like old time fans, that are just kind of coming back and seeing what they're doing. So that's cool. That's an awesome story right there. The mix on this. Oh, I got to say hi. Rob said I have to say hi. Samantha Collier. Hello. How are you? Welcome. Lincoln Plowman. Yeah. Plowing through the comments. But yeah, the mix was good. I mean, I remember my thoughts last time. It was like late Led Zeppelin with a modern twist on it. It was kind of before like the hair metal took over.
Freud's Couch is here. Let me read you what they just said. It says, hey guys, songs are brand new. Band decided if we were going to do this, then it had to be new songs only, more new to come, but in the middle of shooting video for Phil Collins' cover right now. I don't care anymore, which is going to be out in less than a month. So yeah, cool. Lincoln says they sound like Guns N' Roses. Did you hear about Guns N' Roses, what they just did?
I don't think so. What is it?
They're in Australia and they said, hello, Sydney, in Melbourne.
In Melbourne, yeah. That's anyway. An old joke. That's a joke made in many movies, but no, this
happened though. It actually happened.
Well, it's people do parodies of bands forgetting what city they're in, and it actually does happen sometimes. But yeah, this I listened to this a few times today, and I was I don't know, it's nothing was jumping out. Like I like the song much better than their other one, and if anything, wanted to hear the vocals a little more, and I think it might be, I was thinking of Mutt Lange. Remember Mutt Lange? I mean, he's just like a super producer from the 80s and 90s. Did a lot of like hard rock and metal bands. And he was just a master at producing vocals where there's like a huge sound, a huge wall of sound with a distortion, whatever was going on. He always found a way to have the vocals really stand out without making them too loud. Mm-hmm. So I always think of him. I don't know his technique. I don't know everything that he did. I don't think he shares that with people, but I always notice that. And that, so here's a song, here's an example. I would like to see the vocals stand out more. And it's not as simple as just like crank the volume. It's a matter of like what effect you put on it. Or maybe you do like 3 vocal tracks. So there's a chorus effect. I mean, but just something that's what I was just looking for here. It's just something to make them stand out more.
Cool. I'm excited about new music from them. So guys, keep us posted. Excited about the Phil Collins cover too.
Yeah,
so,
but good job, guys.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, appreciate you letting us review your music and put it on our website and stuff. So shall we go ahead and get to the featured artist of the night?
Julius Adams.
Hey, that's my Julius Adams. All right, so this guy I ran across, he has a free submission on the website. So just to show you that, you can still be a featured artist, even if you don't, pay for the featured artist submission necessarily. It's really just about picking the best music that comes through our website. Julius Adams was one of those. I came across his video. I think it was a live video or a video of him doing Your Love. So welcome, Julius. Welcome to the Indie Music Live. How are you tonight?
I'm great. How are you doing, Joe? How are you doing
Great,
tonight?
Man. So you are in the Chicago area?
Yeah, I'm in the Chicago area. A couple hours away out because we live in Peoria. So it's a little
That's
suburb,
right.
but
cool.
But it's close there. Hey.
Yeah, I know Peoria. I've been there I played there a few times back in the day.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have a lot of good music coming out of the Chicago area recently. So you're obviously one of them. I pick all the featured artists to be on the show. So if you're a featured artist on the show, then I like your music, and there's really not much more to say about that. But when we do these shows, I want you to introduce yourself, what you're doing, your spiel that you would give somebody at a show or on the street asking about your music. Then I want you to introduce the song Your Love. And then we're going to listen to that and come back and get deeper with
Yo.
Yeah. Your Love is like, it's I'm the type of artist I am. I really like a lot of live music and stuff. So we kind of like try to kick back to doing live records. That's what's the main attraction. The kind of artist I am is like, I listen to a lot of R&B, listen to a lot of rock and roll, soft rock and stuff like that. To get those songs, that's kind of how like I wrote Your Love. Listen to a lot of Earth, Wind & Fire, Chicago. The area is just full of so many great musicians. You kind of learn, to just gravitate towards that. So Your Love is just it's that type of song. We kind of try to grab that vibe. And it's really just about that special woman in your life, that you feel like, or you used to be with, you used to be with, or maybe, maybe you still are, but that's what kind of song it was. So I wrote it for that, that feel, that overall feel. So that's what it was about. And so listening to so much, Earth, Wind & Fire, kind of gravitated towards, that type of love. That's what it was for me.
Feeling you might say something like that. So Rob, whenever you're ready, let's go ahead and listen to Your Love, and then we're going to come back and get deeper with Dave on Valentine's Day.
Sure.
Makes my heart skip and beat. Your love, your love. Every day I'm so blessed that you're in my life, giving me all your love without no strife, making me a better man with your love inside me, girl.
All right, Julius Adams. So yeah, man. Obviously, Stevie Wonder influence and stuff like that. We're gonna find out some more of your deeper influences, I'm sure. So let's go ahead and just get deeper with Dave.
Oh man, yeah. Oh man, sometimes it gets pretty deep. Some men can't even handle it. Sometimes it gets a little uncomfortable.
Gets deep.
Man, Peoria. I went to University of Illinois and have a lot of friends in Peoria. We should talk afterwards. Just do like a name dropping.
We should.
We'll just name drop like crazy.
Yeah, you probably be shocked. Yeah.
But man, great stuff. So first of all, it's like, yeah, Sonya, Stevie Wonder. That was one of the artists I wanted to bring up. I don't know. You kind of got his vibe. I mean, like Stevie is super friendly guy, you know, just really respectful, kind of mild mannered, and yet just ridiculous talent, just like a savant with music. The other one, it's Al Jarreau. Like I heard the news of Al Jarreau passing. I looked him up. I'm like, oh, that was the artist I meant to mention a couple weeks ago. And then I hear your stuff. I'm like, oh, again, it's the chord changes, you know, it's just the style of the music. And then hearing you mention Earth, Wind and Fire, which, I mean, they've always been a favorite of mine. I mean, it's just beautiful music. The vocal range on those guys was insane. So, I mean, I guess that's the first question. Like, other than those three right there, I mean, who else kind of influenced your music to where you're at now?
Oh man, it's like, well, you know, having a sister who was into soft rock, you know, you listen to a lot of groups, and you also, and my sister's like a musical genius, like as far as like what she knows about music. So growing up, you know, I listened to a lot of Philip Collins, you know, I listened to a lot of them. I listened to a lot of rock and roll. It's kind of infused in the jazz, which is weird because people don't really realize how much, like my favorite group is Disturbed, and they're out of Chicago, and I've been to a lot of their concerts and stuff like that. So I'm not going to, and I listened to Meshuggah, I got into them a little bit. So listening to the chord changes out of them, and also listening to like Earth, Wind and Fire in Chicago, because when you're in Illinois, there's a lot of jazz players, just straight up, you know, a lot of people who do, you know, it's hard to talk to them, but you know, you can learn a lot from them, you know. But definitely Stevie Wonder was one of my biggest things because my dad, he played all of his music. And, you know, that was one big guy. Shaka Khan, you know, that was huge for me. And then there's like another artist that's really big, you know, Eric Benet was really, really into his music.
Jazz, right?
Yeah, he's like R&B jazz kind of like, but it's like, I liked him a lot. I was really into Jill Scott, and I was really into Chris Bodie because I really liked their styles and stuff.
Okay, so so like the rock stuff, when you start talking about rock, it's really subtle in your music. You know, yet you still consider them, like that style of music, a big influence. You just kind of like to sprinkle it in the background.
It's kind of like I look for I think they help you fill out music, you know. And I think like soft rock back in the day, it's kind of like you can get a lot of people don't write songs like that anymore. I don't know why, but you know, like you can hear, you know, like songs like Down on the Corner, out, like stuff like that, or you know, you listen to just a lot of the songs that came up back in the day. You know, like even Eat the Eagles, like you listen to groups like that. I listen to a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah. So what you're touching on is like, it's timeless music. And
right.
It's like that.
And it grabs you, you know. So it's like I listen to a lot of R&B. I listen to so much, like, but what really influences my music is a lot, because this is what I listen to in the car like daily. I listen to those groups, a lot of old groups, especially 70s. And
pretty much. Yeah, that's when I grew up. And but anyway, Julius, let's talk about just the music business for a moment. And we were chatting a little beforehand and just about your path, I guess, to where you're at now. I mean, your manager, Andrea, that's who contacted us. She set this up. You said she's doing an awesome job. But before that, you're working with other people like in Nashville and just kind of feeling your way around to get to where you're at now. Like what do you have any thoughts on just kind of what you went through to reach the place where you're at now, like a more comfortable place with your music, I guess?
Yeah, you know, going through Nashville was cool. I really wanted to go down there to see what the scene was. I found a good producer by the name of Otto Price, and he was like, he was really heavy for Word Records back in the day for Warner Brothers. And, we did probably about 5 songs together. And I haven't put those songs out yet because I wanted to do something live first. But, because I was a live musician, but I also, those tracks, when I went down there and got that experience, it helped me grow as an artist because he taught me so much about how to record a song and have the confidence to record, and then to understand how to make a song sound. And that was different because I used to use a lot of vibrato in my songs. He helped me like change that in such a
yeah. You know what's kind of funny about choosing a producer and an engineer and everything? I think there's these steps that so many artists skip, and it's so simple. It's so stupid simple. And it's like, oh, your friend's a producer? Cool. Yeah, let me talk to him. It's like, hey, you open next week? It's like, yeah, come on in. And then they just start recording, right? Rather than like being more careful with what they've done in the past, making sure that they can reproduce the sound that you want, bringing them like 5 CDs of artists or files, whatever, and say, this is the sound I like. Can we get it kind of sounding like this? Yeah. Like, what so many artists that they just don't do that. They just like rush in because it's like, oh, you're a producer. Let's go. Let's just start recording. And it's like,
I used to do that. Yeah. I used to do that. I used to go to house studios and somebody said they were producing something and the guy didn't really know what he was doing. And I had to change my mentality to realize that the producer is not there to hurt you. And if you're making an investment into a good producer, I mean, you should get a producer that works for you if you can get to one like that. But if you do, it's a good experience if a guy knows what he's doing. If he's been doing it for a long time, he can really help you grow for your next album and stuff like that. So when you do rush into these house studios, and nothing wrong with house studios because I love them as well, but you should go in there with somebody that understands the engineering part and the producing part. That is very important.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like buying a car or like or hiring a web guy or something where it's like, oh, it's 40% off this weekend. Oh, I'll just go to that guy. And it doesn't even matter that he sucks. I mean, this is like major shit. If you're like, this is the music you're going to put out to book shows, it's going to be the identity of your sound. I mean, that's important stuff. But Joe, I'm done.
Yeah. Cool, good stuff. I like how you just drop it like that. You're like, dude, I'm just
I'm done.
I love David. He's great, man. He's awesome.
Hey, people like me. People like me.
I do.
He's all right. Let's just say I wouldn't have a website anymore if it wasn't for him. So. All right, so Julius, this is the time where we let you go, but I want you to give shout outs and where we can find your music, where everybody can find your music links, or you're the best place to get in touch with you. And then we'll let you go. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, man.
Yeah, man, I had a great time, David. I had a great time, Joe. I mean, you guys are awesome, and it was really fun. You can find me on JuliusAdams.com. You can find me on Facebook and Twitter. Julius Adams Julius Adams 14 on Twitter. Julius Adams Music on Singer on Facebook. Those are the places to find us. Basically, going to the .com, JuliusAdams.com will lead you to all those sites. So please check us out. It'd be awesome. And I want to thank you guys again for helping me and all my friends. Thanks for watching. Thanks.
Yeah, man. Awesome. We only feature one artist per week, and we do it pretty much every week. So you're like, one artist of the year that's going to be featured, and we're going to be promoting your music and the actual featured article with this video, embedded in it for around 4, 5, 6 months or so. So we're looking for that on Twitter stuff and on Facebook, and don't be a stranger. We have indie musicians roundtables on Thursday nights. If you'd ever like to come by and hang out, we're friends on Facebook now, so we can chat about
Definitely be there. Definitely.
So I love it's pretty much the same situation, just a little less formal. So Rob, let's go ahead and finish out the songs of the night. Let's go ahead. This is a former featured artist. Julius, thanks again, man. Appreciate it. You can hang out for a little bit. We'll be after the show, okay?
Okay, thank you.
So former featured artist. This is Moment of Clarity with their new song called Power Mad. This Moment of Clarity with their song Power Mad. So, you know, I like it when featured artists that were on the site come and check back in with us and let us know, you know, hey, we got a new song and stuff, and we can listen to it and you know, still help promote them and all that stuff. So, thoughts?
Yeah, it's always an honor when they come back. What that says to me is like, hey, man, we like what you did before. Check out our new stuff. I appreciate that. But the other manager, Michael O'Neill, he was just hitting me up. They were just nominated for a couple New England Music Awards. So wanted to mention that. That's great news. I believe this is a new single. Like, it's not on their last album. I don't know if they're in the chat. They could type it in. That's what we're thinking. I really like it. There's some noticeable improvement here from my perspective, Joe. Like the production is better, and the vocals, the styling. I remember last time they were on the show, like I can't recall their names, but she was doing a lot of like blending, just like vocal blending, and just kind of like slowly easing into notes. And she doesn't do that at all in this, and I think that's the way to go for their sound. I really liked it. Like she had the vibrato going more so than last time, and that's a unique style that most people just can't do. They just don't have that ability. There's a lot of showcasing with the guitars in this, and it was all great. It was super tight. Drums and bass, awesome again. But yeah, it's that same thing, Joe. Like the critique on the vocals is like I was saying about Mutt Lange with Freud's Couch, is I wanted to hear a little more vocals here. Yeah. Like it just didn't separate enough, you know? And it's not, I don't know how to explain that. It didn't separate it. Like I wanted to hear more, but it's not just crank the volume. I just wanted some separation, and that's all engineering and production, man. It's all mixing. You know, so
yeah, sure is. Yep. And it, you know, experience too, like the performance, you know, you can, the experience of the performer, which she's gaining more and more of, comes through in the recording as well, and just is able, it helps the producer to be able to make it shine through even better. So I think part of it is her gaining more experience, even just, you do a lot of live shows and you get really good at control and stuff. I think they've been playing a lot of live shows, and I think they've been recording and writing, and it's I just think
more you hear it. There's like more there, it's edgier, this song, and there's more confidence in her singing. So that's exactly what it is, what you just said. So
yep. Cool. So that's a good show there, I think.
Yeah, a couple more things, just winding up. I mean, we're getting like joint venture requests almost every week now, and that's cool. I'm loving those discussions, and there's a couple that we're really digging. I think we're gonna do a couple of these, and not gonna say what it is yet. You're gonna have to watch. You're gonna have to keep an eye on what we're doing, but it's exciting stuff, and it's gonna take this whole project to a different level. So
it's 2017.
We'll yep.
2017. So yeah, and we're all fast approaching 2018. So
yeah, even Rob's a part of this. We're going to be talking to some bigger brands to maybe do a show like for some brands, and we're putting together just some like live performance stuff and kind of like a pitch to a few brands and everything. So that's cool too. We're just trying to work out the details on that stuff right now. So
cool. So make sure everybody stand around us and kiss our asses for the next couple of months as we talk about stuff that we
just
can't tell
keep
you
kissing
about. And then excuse me, eventually you're going to know exactly what we're talking about. But yeah, things are going to be really, really exciting coming up in the near future. So let's see. Thank you as always to our featured artist Julius Adams for sticking around for about an hour or so tonight. And also thank you so much for Rob Hicks for Enlightened Audiovisual for just doing all the amazing work he does on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Periscope, Twitter, blah, blah, blah. Anywhere that you can see something live online, it's probably Rob pushing the buttons. So
yeah, I think he's produced over 500 shows now. Is that right, Rob?
that was just this week.
Getting close. I mean, 500 shows like this, like with all of his different, all the different brands that he's working with. So that's pretty cool.
Cool. All right. So thank you everybody for watching. Catch us Thursday night coming up for the Indie Musicians Roundtable. We're redoing episode 14 this week. I'll explain it on Thursday night. So catch y'all next week on Tuesday as well for Indie Music Live. I'm JoeJoeKeys with David Werba. Have a good week. Happy Valentine's.